December 2nd, 1805, Moravia. A thick fog hangs over the battlefield. French camps stretch to the horizon. Within a few hours, more than 150,000 men will clash on this ground. Austrian and Russian forces against Napoleon's Grande Armée, a battle that will decide the fate of the Third Coalition. Europe has been at war for over a decade. The French Revolution shattered the old order, and Napoleon has gradually taken control of most of Western Europe. Britain remains his main opponent, but mostly at sea. On the continent, a third coalition forms. Austria, Russia, and other states try to stop Napoleon. Their plan calls for joining the Austrian and Russian armies and attacking from multiple directions. But before the enemy forces can unite, Napoleon moves fast. He encircles the Austrian army at Ulm, and in October 1805 captures roughly 50,000 men. He then enters Vienna without major resistance. The Russian army under Kutuzov is in retreat. Kutuzov wants to avoid a decisive battle and drag out the conflict. The Austrian Emperor and the Russian Tsar push for the opposite approach. They decide to stop Napoleon at Austerlitz. The key point on the battlefield is the Pratzen Heights, not tall hills but gentle rises that offer a commanding view of the entire field. Every enemy movement is visible from up there, and Napoleon knows it. That's exactly why he chooses to deliberately abandon them. It creates the impression that he's losing control of the situation. At the same time, he weakens his right flank, right where he expects the main attack to fall. It's a risky move. If the coalition attacks differently, the French army could find itself in serious trouble. But Napoleon is betting on one thing, that the enemy will make the logical choice, and that's exactly what happens. On the morning of December 2nd, the coalition forces begin to move. They advance in columns to the south, trying to swing around the French right flank, aiming to cut Napoleon off from any retreat. But the maneuver drags. The units move slowly, the terrain is difficult, and coordination is far from ideal. Napoleon, meanwhile, holds his main forces back, letting the enemy stretch itself thin across the battlefield. As the fog begins to lift, visibility improves, and Napoleon sees that his plan is working. At that moment, he gives the order to attack. French units advance on the Pratzen Heights. Their advance is fast and coordinated, while the coalition units still aren't ready. The fighting on the heights is intense and quickly collapses into close combat. French infantry advances in line formation, allowing concentrated fire, and steadily gains the upper hand. These formations were the backbone of warfare at the time. Infantry most often fought in lines, long rows of soldiers firing together. This formation maximized firepower but was less flexible on the move. For marching, columns were used instead, faster and easier to move through terrain, but far less effective when it came to firing. The ability to switch quickly between column and line was essential. Cavalry played a crucial role too, mainly used to run down retreating units or strike at weakened points in the line. If infantry failed to form square in time, cavalry could break through in an instant. Artillery added another critical layer, providing support from greater range. Guns tore apart enemy formations and sowed chaos even before infantry ever clashed. Napoleon combined all three, infantry, cavalry, and artillery, into one coordinated force. By seizing the Pratzen Heights, Napoleon gains control of the entire battlefield. From this position, he can strike north and south at once, splitting the coalition forces apart. The coalition army runs into serious trouble, one wing fighting in the south, the other scrambling to respond to the attack in the center. Communication between them breaks down. French units begin striking the coalition's separated formations one by one, giving them a decisive edge. Instead of facing one strong enemy, they're now up against several weaker, isolated groups. The situation deteriorates fast. Coalition command can't respond effectively, orders arrive late or not at all. Units lose formation, and chaos spreads across the battlefield. Within a few hours, the coalition army has stopped functioning as an organized force, and the battle is decided.